Hello everyone, my name is Corazar, and we are back in 1.22, this time in Preview version 2, where Tyron brings us a bunch of bug fixes and tweaks, and we're going to take some time today to go over those tweaks and changes. I expect this will be a pretty short video, but I thought you all would be interested in seeing what is new in the latest preview. I am also using this video as an excuse to practice speaking a little bit slower I did in the Preview 1 video, because y'all know, if you saw, y'all know. In any case, let's get to it. We are going to start off with a few of the bug fixes first. Last time, if you had some coal in your hand and you went to go put it into your forge, it would use 2 units of coal per action of putting it into the forge. This had a separate effect, where if you only had 1 piece of coal left in your hand, and you put it in, yep, game would crash. Lots of fun, that. I discovered that one while I was working on the pre-1 video. Speaking of game crashes, if you went and placed down some rollers to try to get things started, and you went to actually try to add things to your sailboat, it would crash the game. It does seem as though we still have problems actually building sailboats, but at least it doesn't crash the game anymore. And water wheels are much the same way. Previously, if you tried to click on them with anything, it would just crash the game. Again, still doesn't work for building them, but at least we don't blow up the game anymore. And next up, if you had a crucible of molten copper and you moused over it, it would, again, crash your game. Luckily, that is also no longer. The new raw clay oil lamps did not have a crafting recipe when you're trying to make them with clay forming. And also, if you were trying to light a pit kiln, well, good luck, because in 1.22.0 pre-1, it was not exactly possible. However, that bug has also been fixed, and we can now go ahead and ignite our pit kilns, and then hope the rain doesn't put them out. The brand new small lanterns got a little bit of love. They previously had a bad hitbox. I didn't notice this much when I was playing with the game, but they, I guess, work. They worked fine for me, so I suppose there you have it. There were also a few fixes and tweaks to some fish. Previously, the bunker, the shad, and the chub were not playable. I believe Tyrone meant to say filletable. But now, once they're on the ground, we can go ahead and we can fillet them. And it seems like we get 1 fillet per fish. Additionally, speaking of filleting, the anchovies, which are pretty tiny fish, are no longer filletable because they're too tiny. However, you can also now put them up to 4 on the ground in one spot. That applies to all small fish types. Next, to go along with all the fancy spearheads, not you, Tyrone managed to add in a new feature where every spearhead has a semi-unique appearance and formula when you are crafting it. As you can see, some of these are the same, like the tin bronze and the bismuth bronze, but the black bronze is unique, as is the meteoric iron, but the iron and the steel spears have the same pattern, even though they look a little bit different when they are finally put onto a spearhead. Speaking of spears, when you are throwing a spear, the wind-up time is now doubled. As you can see, it takes quite a lot of time to wind up and throw your spear. I'm not sure I agree with this change, especially given how slowly that spear seems to fly. Boy, it's like a paper airplane. Look at that thing go. Especially given that their damage has been nerfed quite significantly. I feel like these changes just make spears a bad choice, except for in the early game, or if you happen to get very lucky while you are quenching and tempering your spears. If you can make a steel spear that gets quenched, say, 3 or 4, or if you get extra lucky, 5 or 6 times, then you could have a spear worth using. But as it stands, I am personally thinking this is going to mostly hurt newer players to the game, people in the early game in general. And what do you do with spears? Why, you hunt bears, of course. And what do bears give you? Bear hide. And what do bear hides give you? bear hide armor. This armor previously did not have a repair crafting recipe, so now you're able to repair it in your inventory in the crafting grid. And you can take your body armor, and this is condition tattered. I don't think we can repair this one here. Oh, there we go. We can change the condition from terrible or tattered to good. I imagine that'll also repair the durability if it's missing any. It is nice to see that the body armor now gives some warmth, and that should be true for most armor types now. Speaking of animals, boars no longer flee at breakneck speed. They now run away at normal speed. And what do boars give you? Food. And speaking of food, the fennel and the pickled fennel now have corrected satiation values. Previously, the pickled fennel gave more satiation than the raw fennel. And on the topic of food, in 1.22.0 Preview 1, you couldn't eat grain. Now, you too can break your teeth eating flax grain all day long. And again, on the topic of food, previously, if you died, your satiation wasn't restored. Now, when you die and respawn, your satiation is reset to the correct value, which is half. And now I gotta figure out how to get back to that little island we were on. And that's going to about do it for all of the main features. There were a few other minor tweaks like handbook entries being updated and a few textures being fixed, but those aren't really big enough to go over. These are all the ones that are going to impact your gameplay. And so hopefully if you are tinkering around in 1.22.0 Preview 2, then your experience should be a bit smoother. Just a reminder, this is not meant to be used long term. This is an unstable and buggy version of the game, so if you are going to use your existing world in it, take a backup first. Don't load up your only copy of your world, your favorite world, in 1.22 just yet, because you could end up corrupting it and losing it forever, so don't do it! Anyway, folks, thank you all for hanging out with me today to check out 1.22 Preview version 2. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out in Preview 3 and beyond, and looking forward to all the roadmap features that didn't quite make it into the current Preview editions. I'd like to give a special shout out to our channel members. If you see your name scrolling by, I want to thank you very much for your support of the channel. And the following members have gone the extra mile to support the channel by subscribing at the Seraph tier. Their names are Enterprise Architecture, Inger Raymond, Linda Harris, Oak Tree, Service, Tyluna, Wade Parker. If you would like to become a channel member and get a few perks for yourself, I invite you to hit that join button and check out what we have. But for now, as always, my name has been Kurazar. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.